State Farm Stadium. State Farm Stadium is a multi-purpose facility that serves as the home of the Arizona Cardinals. It is famous for its retractable roof and rollout natural grass field. Opened in 2006, the stadium has hosted multiple Super Bowls and major international events. Its unique architectural design was intended to reflect the desert landscape. Avoid overflying the stadium at low altitudes during major events to comply with temporary flight restrictions, TFRs. Identify the stadium by its distinct silver, metallic, barrel-shaped roof and the massive parking lot surrounding the structure. The stadium is located just to the east of your current position. It is approximately 4.4 nautical miles away. A slight turn to the east will bring it into view on your right side. The stadium serves as an excellent visual landmark for pilots navigating the Phoenix metropolitan area, as it stands out clearly against the surrounding urban sprawl.
Aerial sightseeing reveals patterns that
Luke Air Force Base. Luke Air Force Base is a major training facility for the United States Air Force, primarily known for F-35 Lightning II operations. Established in 1941, the base was named after Second Lieutenant Frank Luke Jr., a World War I fighter ace and Medal of Honor recipient. Maintain a safe distance from the active Class D airspace and monitor local frequencies. Always adhere to minimum safe altitude requirements over populated areas. Look for the long, parallel concrete runways and the dense cluster of hangars and aircraft parking aprons located to the west. With your current heading of 283 degrees, the base is directly ahead and slightly to the left. At your current ground speed of 4 knots, it will take significant time to reach the perimeter. Keep it in sight off your left wing. Use the base as a primary navigation reference point, but ensure you remain clear of the restricted airspace unless cleared by ATC.
owing like crazy. Alright.
Gerlos Pass. Gerlos Pass is a high mountain pass connecting the Zillertal Valley with the Pinzgau region. It is a popular route for both ground traffic and visual flight navigation. The pass has been used for centuries as a mountain crossing. The modern road was constructed to facilitate easier transit between the Austrian provinces of Tyrol and Salzburg. Be cautious of turbulence when crossing the pass, especially during high wind conditions. Ensure you have sufficient altitude to clear the pass safely. Identify the pass by the distinct low point between two major mountain massifs. A winding road is visible climbing up the slopes toward the summit. The pass is situated to your west-southwest. Upon takeoff, a slight turn to the right will align your flight path toward the pass area. Use the pass as a navigational waypoint to transition between the Zillertal and the Krimmel area, but always cross at an angle to allow for a quick turn away from rising terrain if needed.
Sport mode activated. Okay, let's go to manual mode. Whoa, 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 whoa. Sport mode is engaged. Yeah, you cannot go underneath this bridge. Okay, let's fly along the river. Max power.
Grossfenniger. The Grossfenniger is the highest peak of the Vennegar Group in the Hohe Tauern Range. It is a prominent glaciated summit that dominates the local skyline. First ascended in 1841, the mountain was a major target for early alpine explorers. It remains a significant landmark for mountaineers due to its massive glacier fields. High-altitude winds can be unpredictable near the summit. Ensure you have sufficient power to clear the ridgelines. Identify the peak by its distinctive, massive white ice cap and sharp, jagged ridgelines rising significantly above the surrounding terrain. Given your current heading of 179 degrees, the peak is located to your right. You will pass the mountain mass in approximately 7 minutes. Navigate using the prominent glaciers as visual waypoints, but keep a respectful distance from the peak to avoid turbulence.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, this bridge sucks. Third left in the batteries. Oh, I like this flying. Whoa, that was a crash. That's when the origin of the Cream waterfalls. Whoa, whoa, bad flying. Okay, that's the ice field.
Grossglockner. The Grossglockner is the highest mountain in Austria, standing at 3,798 meters. It is a prominent peak in the Hohe Tauern Range, famous for its pyramid-shaped summit. The first successful ascent was recorded in 1800, commissioned by the Prince Bishop of Gurk. It has since become an iconic symbol of Austrian mountaineering and alpine tourism. Maintain a safe distance from the peak due to unpredictable mountain rotors and downdrafts. Always observe local airspace regulations and minimum safe altitude requirements. Look for the highest, most jagged, pyramid-shaped peak in the region, often capped with significant snow and ice fields. At your current heading of 142 degrees and altitude of 5,491 feet, the peak is located to your left. Given your ground speed of 70 knots, you are rapidly approaching the vicinity of the massif. Follow the valley floors for safer navigation, as the peaks often create complex wind patterns that can challenge light aircraft.
Stay on the valley floor. What does he think I'm doing? Okay, I'm gonna recharge the battery right here. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Trying to land this thing. The battery should be done. Damn. How do you do this? Okay, let's try that. Why this is there? What the hell is this? Yeah, this is gonna take a long ass time. Yeah, it seems that it cannot follow the run properly the autopilot. This may be too much for the autopilot. Almost to the top. Treuherrenspitze. Get rid of the hover mode. Let's go. What the hell are those? Cows. Yeah, right. Okay, I'm closing in on highest point in Austria. Cross Venediger.
The Hinterbrackenkopf is a mountain in the Glockner group on the Fuschkapron Ridge in the High Tauern, a high mountain range in the Austrian Central Alps. According to the listed sources, it is 3,412 meters high, but the Austrian Federal Office for Meteorology and Survey gives its
Grossglockner.
height as 3,413
is the
meters.
highest
The
mountain
mountain
in
lies in the
Austria, standing
Austrian
at
state of Salzburg. It appears from the
3,798
north,
meters.
east
It
and
is a
south as a
prominent
gently
peak in the
curved
Hohe
fern
Tauern
summit,
range,
but
known
from the
for its
west it has a
iconic
mighty
pyramid shape.
1,400
First
meter
ascended
high
in
and 40 to 60
1800,
degree
the
rock
peak has been a
face.
focal
A
point
steep
for mountaineering history
500
in the
meter
Eastern
long
Alps.
knife edge
It
ridge
remains a
bears away
symbol
from the
of
mountain
Austrian
top to the
alpine
north.
heritage.
Due to its close proximity to
Maintain a
the
safe
the
distance
summit
from
is
the
a
peak
popular
due to
viewing point.
unpredictable
The
mountain
peak was
rotors and
first
downdrafts.
climbed on 18 September
Always observe
1869
minimum safe
by the
altitude
Munich
requirements.
alpinist Karl
Look for the
Hoffmann,
distinct
the Prague
snow-capped
businessman,
pyramid peak,
and mountain
rising
guides Thomas
significantly above
Groder
the
and
surrounding
Joseph
ridges.
Schnell from
It is the
Karlsheim
highest point in the
Grossglockner.
immediate vicinity. At your current altitude of 11,296 feet and heading of 62 degrees, the peak is located to your starboard side. You will pass the general vicinity within approximately 6 minutes at your current ground speed. Use the Grossglockner as a primary navigation reference, but keep a wide berth to avoid turbulence caused by the mountain's massive windward face.
Okay, time to get some coffee. Enjoy the views if you are watching. ampia.
Großglockner. The Großglockner is the highest mountain in Austria, standing at 3,798 meters. It is a prominent peak in the Hohe Tauern range, known for its distinct pyramid shape. First ascended in 1800, the peak has been a focal point for mountaineering history in the Eastern Alps. It serves as a major landmark for the surrounding national park. Maintain a safe distance from the peak due to unpredictable downdrafts and rotor turbulence. Always observe local airspace and minimum safe altitude requirements. Look for a massive, snow-capped pyramid-shaped peak that towers significantly above the surrounding jagged ridgelines. At your current heading of 336 degrees and 82 knots ground speed, the peak is located to your right rear. You will pass it quickly. Focus on your immediate descent path. Use the Großglockner as a primary navigation reference when flying through the Hohe Tauern, but always plan your route to stay well clear of the summit.
Yes, Dad. What is he on about? This is gonna be a nice hidden lake.
Großglockner. The Großglockner is the highest mountain in Austria, standing at 3,798 meters. It is a prominent feature of the Hohe Tauern range and a major landmark for aviators in the region. First ascended in 1800, the peak has a long history of mountaineering significance. It is named for its bell-like shape, which is iconic in the Eastern Alps. Maintain a safe distance from the peak due to unpredictable mountain waves and downdrafts. Always observe minimum safe altitude requirements over mountainous terrain. Look for a distinct pyramid-shaped peak that towers significantly above the surrounding glaciers and ridges. It is the highest point in the immediate horizon. At your current heading of 234 degrees and altitude of 6,151 feet,
The peak will be visible to your left as you continue your climb. You will reach the closest point of approach in approximately 12 minutes at your current ground speed. Use the Grossglockner as a primary navigation reference point, but keep a wide berth to avoid turbulence generated by the steep slopes.
Now this is some flying. What the hell am I thinking? We have to go down to waterfalls. Fuck me. This thing sinks like a rock. Or even worse than a rock. Okay, let's go down the water wall.
Hohe Tauer National Park. This is the largest national park in Austria, encompassing vast glaciers, high peaks, and diverse alpine ecosystems. Established in 1981, the park was created to protect the unique flora and fauna of the Central Alps from industrial development. Avoid flying directly over protected wildlife zones and maintain a respectful distance from the high peaks. Identify the park by the dramatic transition from green valley floors to rugged, snow-capped rocky summits. The park boundary lies ahead and to the right of your current 2-degree heading. Given your slow ground speed, you are currently observing the peripheral foothills. Use the prominent mountain ridges as visual waypoints to maintain your orientation while exploring the park's perimeter.
Whee! That was nice. don't know why you cannot crash with the aircraft. Even if you can crash with the avatar. Makes no sense to me. Whoa, 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 whoa. Power critical right now. I'm trying to do a soft landing. Nice.
Simulator connection established. Checklist reader is powering up. Stand by.
Tower, Gray Skies Golf Sierra 1 ready at runway 06 right. Gray Skies Golf Sierra 1, QNH 102 tree, straight out departure approved. Cleared for takeoff runway 06 right.
Turbine Duke.
Beechcraft Turbine Duke checklist initialized. All right.
Skies Golf Sierra 1.
Perform before takeoff checklist.
Duxford Imperial War Museum. Duxford is one of Europe's premier aviation museums and a former RAF fighter station. It houses an extensive collection of historic aircraft. The airfield was a key base during the Battle of Britain in 1940. It later served as a base for the United States Army Air Forces during World War II. Be aware of active historic aircraft movements. Check NOTAMs for airshow activity or restricted airspace during events.
Ice deflectors.
Look for the large curved hangars and the long runway located south of Cambridge. The site is distinct due to the large collection of parked aircraft.
Ice protection panel.
Located approximately 14.5 kilometers to the south, Duxford is a short flight away. Plan for a southerly departure to intercept the airfield easily.
Engine limits 1,260
Duxford is a great destination for a VFR circuit. Use the M11 motorway as a visual guide to navigate between Cambridge and Duxford.
Next checklist on the schedule seems to be the climb checklist. I will call radio altitude on approach. Copy. I will stand down from electrical monitoring. Understood. I will stop watching the hydraulics. Stepping out of jet mode. No V-speed callouts. Simulator connection disabled.
Perform before takeoff checklist.
Simulator connection established. Before takeoff checklist, reading aloud. Flaps, approach or set or as required. Trims, set. Oil and battery temperatures, checked. Simulator connection disabled. Air conditioning, off or set. Ice deflectors, on or set or off or as required. Wing pumps, on or set. Simulator connection established. Ignition, on or auto or off or as required. Ice protection panel, set. Weather radar, standby or set or off or on or as required. Lights, set or as required or checked. Engine limits 1,260 torques and 805 CITT, affirmed. Before takeoff checklist complete. Preparing all checklist reader components for operation.
Turbine Duke.
Checklist for Beechcraft Turbine Duke is ready. So it is.
Perform climb checklist.
Climb checklist, reading aloud. Engine instruments, checked. Gear and flaps, up. Ignition, auto or set or on or off or as required. Oil doors, open or set or closed or as required. Ice deflectors, on or set or off or as required. Cabin altitude, differential, and climb, checked. Lights, set or as required or checked. Cabin temperature mode, set. Climb checklist complete. Possibly next comes the cruise checklist. I can't hear you.
Perform descent checklist.
Descent checklist, reading aloud. Cabin altitude goal, set. Navigation, set. Ignition, on or auto or set or as required. Oil doors, open or set or closed or as required. Ice deflectors, on or set or off or as required. Ice protection, set. Descent checklist complete. The approach checklist would be next on the list.
Perform approach checklist.
Approach checklist, reading aloud. Cabin altitude, differential, and rate, checked. Cabin temperature mode, off or set. Fuel selectors and imbalance, checked. Propellers high RPM, set. Lights, on or set or as required. Windshield and prop heats, set. Altimeters, set. Ignition, on or auto or set or as required. Wing pumps, on or set. Oil doors, open or set or as required. Ice deflectors, on or set or off or as required. Approach checklist complete. The landing checklist seems to be next.
Perform landing checklist.
Landing checklist, reading aloud. Gear, down. Flaps, approach or set or down or as required. Lights, on or set or as required. Cabin differential 0, checked. Landing checklist complete. The after landing checklist would be next on the list.
Platform approach checklist.
Approach checklist, reading aloud. Cabin altitude, differential, and rate, checked. Cabin temperature mode, off or set. Fuel selectors and imbalance, checked. Propellers high RPM, set. Lights, on or set or as required. Windshield and prop heats, set. Altimeters, set. Ignition, on or auto or set or as required. Wing pumps, on or set. Oil doors, open or set or as required. Ice deflectors, on or set or off or as required. Approach checklist complete. The after landing checklist would be next on the list.
Nicely executed landing.
Perform after landing checklist.
After landing checklist, reading aloud. Ice protection, set. Ignition, off. Oil doors and ice deflectors, checked or set or as required. Flaps, up. Cabin altitude, differential, and climb 0, checked. Cabin pressurization mode dump, set. Weather radar, standby or set or off or as required. Lights, set or as required. Cabin temperature mode, set or as required. After landing checklist complete. The shutdown checklist would be next on the list.
Is this the repair? The 125.
Simulator is not connected. I cannot answer this question.
It's the 111.
Tree 8 traffic. Gray Skies Golf Sierra 1. Taking off runway 10. Departing straight out, November Tree 8.
Null Island, geographic intersection. Null Island is a fictional island located at the intersection of the equator and the prime meridian. It is frequently used in cartography and data visualization as a placeholder for Wellsboro-Johnston Airport. This is a general aviation airport serving the town of Wellsboro and the surrounding Tioga County region. It provides a vital gateway for pilots visiting the scenic Pennsylvania Grand Canyon area. The airport has served the local community for decades, supporting both private aviation and regional tourism. It remains a key hub for pilots navigating the mountainous terrain of north-central Pennsylvania. Maintain awareness of local traffic patterns and ensure you are clear of the runway before taxiing. Always check local NOTAMs before departure. Look for the paved runway aligned roughly east-west, surrounded by open fields and rolling hills. The terminal building and hangars are located on the north side of the tarmac. You are currently parked on the ramp. Upon takeoff, you will be facing east at 88 degrees. The airport will remain directly beneath and behind you as you climb to altitude. Use the airport as your primary reference point for departure. The surrounding terrain rises quickly to the west, so plan your climb out accordingly.
Okay, let's fly this Grand Canyon of Pennsylvania. I'm gonna start from that Lawrenceville airport.
Wellsboro. Wellsboro is a charming borough known for its Victorian architecture and gas-lit streets. It serves as the gateway to the Pennsylvania Grand Canyon. Founded in 1806, the town was named after Mary Wells, the wife of one of the original settlers. It became a significant hub during the lumber boom of the 19th century. Maintain a safe altitude above the town center to avoid noise complaints and comply with local regulations.
Right. Some sort of morning mist. I should see the power lines on the map, or at least most of them.
Tioga State Forest, a vast expanse of protected woodland offering rugged terrain and dense forest canopy. It is a significant ecological area in north-central Pennsylvania. Established in the early 20th century, the forest was created to manage timber resources and protect the watershed of the Tioga River. It has since become a focal point for conservation and outdoor.
Wow, this weather sucks.
Wellsboro-Johnston Airport, a small general aviation airport serving the Wellsboro area of north-central Pennsylvania. The airport has served the Tioga County region for decades, providing essential access to the Pennsylvania Grand Canyon area. Maintain awareness of local traffic patterns and observe minimal safe altitude requirements at all times. Look for a single paved runway oriented roughly north-south, surrounded by open fields. At your current heading of 340 degrees and 489 nautical ground speed,
Yeah, I don't know the terrain around here. Should have gone right as the road goes. Let's do a low pass. Nice.
Pennsylvania Grand Canyon, Pine Creek Gorge. Pine Creek Gorge, often called the Grand Canyon of Pennsylvania, is a massive 47-mile-long canyon carved by Pine Creek. It reaches depths of up to 1,450 feet and offers some of the most dramatic geological scenery in the state. The gorge was formed by the melting of glaciers during the last ice age, which diverted.
Could you finish the sentences?
Leonard Harrison State Park. This park sits on the eastern rim of the Pine Creek Gorge and offers some of the most iconic vistas of the canyon. The land was donated to the state in 1922 by Leonard Harrison, a local businessman who wanted to preserve the natural beauty of the gorge. Be aware of local airspace restrictions near state parks and maintain minimum safe altitudes. Identify a small clearing on the eastern ridge of the gorge, featuring a prominent visitor center complex. Positioned to your left rear, you will have a fleeting view of the rim.
Pine Creek Gorge, often referred to as the Grand Canyon of Pennsylvania. This massive gorge is carved by Pine Creek through the Allegheny Plateau, stretches for 47 miles and reaches depths of up to 1,450 feet. The gorge was formed by glacial meltwater during the last ice age, which diverted the flow of the ancestral Pine Creek. It has been a protected natural area since the mid-20th century, preserving its rugged wilderness character. Maintain strict terrain awareness and observe minimum safe altitudes as the canyon walls rise rapidly. Do not attempt low-level maneuvers within the gorge at your current high ground speed.
Yes,
Look
ma'am.
for a deep, winding V-shaped valley cutting through the dense forest canopy. The contrast between the dark, forested slopes and the creek bed at the bottom is distinct. At your current heading of 157 degrees and 396 kt, the gorge is located to your immediate right. You will pass the northern rim in less than 30 seconds. Ensure you remain clear of the rising terrain. For a safer sightseeing experience, climb to a higher altitude to appreciate the
The
scale
Black
of the
Forest
gorge
Trail
without
is a
the risk of terrain conflict.
2.8-mile
Follow the
hiking
creek
trail
path
in
from a
north-central
distance to enjoy the
Pennsylvania,
geological
forming a loop
formations.
through portions of Teardat State Forest and routed through Pine Creek Gorge and areas of the Allegheny Plateau above the gorge. Most of the trail is in Lycoming County, with about 5 miles in Potter County and a very brief segment in Clinton County. The trail was named after the region's original forest landscape, which reminded immigrant loggers of the Schwarzwald region of Germany. The Black Forest Trail has been cited as one of the most scenic and challenging backpacking routes in Pennsylvania, with dozens of expansive vistas, several rugged descents into and out of Pine Creek Gorge, and remote plateau areas, with evidence of railroad and logging operations from the late 19th century.
Pine Creek Gorge, often referred to as the Grand Canyon of Pennsylvania. This massive gorge stretches for 47 miles and reaches depths of up to 1,450 feet. Formed by the glacial meltwater of the Laurentide ice sheet, the gorge has been a site of human habitation for over 10,000 years, later becoming a hub for the lumber industry in the 19th century. Maintain a safe altitude above the gorge rims to avoid downdrafts, observe local airspace and minimum safe altitude requirements. Look for a deep, winding V-shaped valley cutting through the dense forest, characterized by steep rock walls and the Pine Creek riverbed at the base. At your current heading of 146 degrees and 386 kt, the gorge will appear off your right wing in approximately 30 seconds. You are currently at 1,334 ft, which is quite low relative to the surrounding ridges. Follow the winding path of Pine Creek for a classic bush flying experience, but keep a close eye on your terrain clearance as the valley floor rises rapidly.
Right. This is nice.
Lock Haven, Pennsylvania. Lock Haven is a historic city situated at the confluence of the West Branch Susquehanna River and Bald Eagle Creek. It serves as the county seat of Clinton County and is known for its rich industrial and aviation heritage. Founded in 1833, the town grew significantly due to the lumber industry and later became famous as the home of the Piper Aircraft Corporation, which manufactured iconic light aircraft here for decades. Maintain a safe altitude above the city and be aware of the nearby William T. Piper Memorial Airport KLHV traffic patterns. Always adhere to minimum safe altitude requirements. Overpopulated areas. Look for the distinct bend in the Susquehanna River where the city grid is nestled against the surrounding mountainous terrain. At your current heading of 210 degrees and 359 kt ground speed, the city will appear off your right wing in approximately 45 seconds. You are currently at 1987 ft, so ensure you maintain adequate terrain clearance as you approach the river valley. Following the Susquehanna River is a classic VFR navigation technique in this region, providing clear visual landmarks for cross-country flights.
Was that the end of the George? Seems so.
William T. Piper Memorial Airport. This airport is historically significant as the former home of the Piper Aircraft Corporation. It serves as a hub for general aviation in the Susquehanna Valley. The airport was named after William T. Piper, the founder of Piper Aircraft, who moved his operations to Lock Haven in 1937. The site became famous for producing the iconic Piper Cub, which played a major role in pilot training during World War II. Maintain a safe altitude above the pattern and monitor local CTAF frequencies. Ensure you are aware of any active traffic before maneuvering. Look for the long paved runways situated along the banks of the West Branch Susquehanna River. The facility features several large hangars and a distinct apron area on the north side of the runway. At your current heading of 248 degrees and 410 kt, the airport will pass to your left in approximately 30 seconds. You are currently at 1,259 ft, which is very low for this area. Please climb to a safe altitude immediately. The river valley provides excellent visual navigation references. Follow the river downstream to identify the airport clearly against the surrounding forested hills.
Right.
Pinerview State Park. Pinerview
Irish
State
folk.
Park is famous for its breathtaking overlook of the West Branch Susquehanna River Valley. It is a popular destination for hang gliding and provides one of the most iconic vistas in the Pennsylvania wilds. The park was developed during the 1930s by the Civilian Conservation Corps. It has long served as a primary launch point for regional hang gliding enthusiasts due to the consistent updrafts along the mountain ridge. Maintain a safe distance from the ridgeline and be mindful of potential turbulence caused by the steep terrain. Always adhere to minimum safe altitude requirements for the area. Look for a prominent, cleared rocky outcrop perched high on the side of the mountain ridge. It stands out against the dense forest canopy. surrounding the river valley, at your current heading of 352 degrees and speed of 480 knots. This landmark will appear on your starboard side in approximately 1 minute. You will pass it quickly, so keep a sharp lookout to the northeast. Follow the winding path of the West Branch Susquehanna River to navigate through this rugged terrain. The river serves as an excellent visual reference for maintaining orientation in this mountainous region. Lock Haven University. Lock Haven University is a public university located in the city of Lock Haven, Pennsylvania, nestled along the West Branch Susquehanna River. Founded in 1870 as the Central State Normal School, the institution has evolved significantly over the decades to become a key part of the Pennsylvania state system of higher education. Maintain a safe altitude above the campus. Avoid low-level flight over populated areas. Look for the cluster of brick buildings and athletic fields situated on the northern bank of the Susquehanna River. At your current ground speed of 496 kt and heading of 302 degrees, you will pass this area to your left in approximately 1 minute. Use the river as a primary navigation line.
Sproul State Forest is a Pennsylvania state forest in Pennsylvania Bureau of Forestry District #10. The main offices are located in Monroeville, Pennsylvania in Clinton County in the United States. The forest is located in western Clinton County, North St. County, and contains 280,000 acres of land. It also includes several tracts in Potter, Cameron County, and Lycoming counties. Its forests are part of the Allegheny Highlands Forests ecoregion. It was named for former Pennsylvania Governor William C. Sproul in office from 1919 to 1923. The first land for what became Sproul State Forest was purchased in 1888. This was also the first land purchased by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania for what are now the 20 Pennsylvania state forests, with over 2 million acres of forest.
Always adhere to minimum safe altitude requirements for mountainous terrain. Look for a deep, winding V-shaped valley cutting through the dense forest canopy, characterized by steep, rocky cliffs and the narrow Pine Creek winding along the floor. At your current heading of 248 degrees and 509 kt, the gorge is located to your front right. You will pass the northern entrance in approximately 1.5 minutes. Follow the path of Pine Creek for a spectacular aerial tour, but keep a sharp lookout for other light aircraft, often found sightseeing in this popular corridor.
Right.
Bald Eagle State Park, a sprawling 5,900-acre park featuring the Foster Joseph Sayers Reservoir. It serves as a major recreational hub in the Bald Eagle Valley. The reservoir was created by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers in the 1960s for flood control on Bald Eagle Creek. The park was officially opened to the public in 1971. Maintain minimum safe altitude over recreational areas and avoid low-level buzzing of boaters. Monitor local traffic patterns near the reservoir. Look for the large, elongated body of water stretching through the valley floor. The dam structure is visible at the eastern end of the reservoir. At your current heading of 237 degrees and 421 kT, you are passing north of the reservoir. It will be visible off your left wing shortly. Follow the ridgeline of the Bald Eagle Mountain to the south for a scenic route, but keep an eye on your terrain clearance given your current descent.
There should be a pretty high tower nearby. Let's see if it is in the game. That's probably it.
Clearfield Lawrence Airport. Clearfield Lawrence Airport KFIG serves the local aviation needs of Clearfield County. It is situated in a valley region surrounded by rolling Appalachian terrain. The airport has long served as a vital link for general aviation in central Pennsylvania, supporting both private and commercial light aircraft operations. Maintain strict adherence to minimum safe altitudes and monitor local traffic frequencies. Be aware of the rapid descent profile required for your current flight path. Look for a single paved runway oriented roughly northwest to southeast. The facility is located just south of the West Branch Susquehanna River at your current heading of 293 degrees and 390 kT. The airport will pass to your port side in approximately 30 seconds. You are currently at 1,762 ft, which is very low for this terrain. Use the river as a primary navigation reference when transitioning through this valley. Always verify your altitude against the rising terrain to the west.
Right. This airport should have a beacon. Let's see if we can see it. Pretty much nothing.
West Branch Susquehanna River. The West Branch Susquehanna River is a major waterway winding through the Appalachian Plateau. It is a defining geographic feature of the Clearfield area. Historically, this river was a vital artery for the timber industry in the 19th century. It remains a significant ecological and recreational resource for Pennsylvania. Be mindful of potential downdrafts near river valleys and changing wind conditions. Maintain a safe altitude above the water surface at all times. Identify the river by its serpentine path cutting through the landscape. It appears as a dark, reflective ribbon contrasting with the surrounding greenery. The river is located slightly to your left and ahead. Given your speed, you will cross the main channel in less than 15 seconds. Following the river is an excellent way to navigate through the valleys, but always keep an eye on your terrain clearance due to the rising ground on either side.
I have few left, but let's try this approach. No tag can, nothing. Okay, I should use this tag can. Let's see if I can shoot this approach. Is this better?
Treasure Lake, a large private residential and recreational community built around two man-made lakes, offering a stark contrast to the surrounding wilderness. Developed in the late 20th century, the area was designed as a vacation and retirement destination, transforming former mining and timberland into a managed lake. Community. Maintain a safe altitude above the community to avoid noise complaints and ensure compliance with local regulations. Identify the two large, irregular-shaped bodies of water nestled within the forest, which stand out clearly against the dark green canopy. With your current trajectory, Treasure Lake will appear to your left in roughly 2 minutes. You are well above the terrain, providing an excellent vantage point for the lake layout. The lakes are excellent landmarks for VFR navigation. Their unique shapes make them easy to identify even from high altitudes.
Technically I should be able to find this initial fix by following this big arrow. Let's see what happens. Minimums are 2017.
Treasure Lake. Treasure Lake is a large private gated community and recreational development featuring two major lakes. It is a prominent landmark in the forested landscape of Clearfield County. The area was developed in the late 20th century as a resort and residential community. It transformed a portion of the local woodland into a popular destination for boating and golf. Be mindful of noise abatement procedures over residential areas. Ensure you maintain a safe altitude that complies with local regulations regarding overflight of populated zones. Identify the landmark by the two large, irregular-shaped bodies of water surrounded by dense forest. The reflective surface of the lake stands out against the dark green canopy. With your current heading of 47 degrees, Treasure Lake will appear to your left. You will reach the vicinity in approximately 1 minute of flight time at your current ground speed. The lakes serve as an excellent visual reference point for orientation in this heavily forested region. Use the shoreline geometry to confirm your track if you are performing VFR navigation.
Yeah, I don't remember how this works. I'm getting pretty low.
Sinemahaning State Park, a vast wilderness area known for its deep valleys and the Sinemahaning Creek. It is a prime location for viewing elk and enjoying the dense Appalachian forest canopy. The park was established to preserve the natural beauty of the driftwood branch of the Sinemahaning Creek. The area has a rich history involving early logging operations that shaped the current landscape. Maintain a safe altitude above the valley floor to avoid downdrafts near the ridges. Always adhere to minimum safe altitude regulations while overflying state park boundaries. Look for the distinct confluence of the creek branches forming a Y shape within the deep forested valley. At your current heading of 355 degrees and 387 kT, the park will be directly ahead and slightly to the right. In approximately 1.5 minutes, you will pass over the northern section of the park shortly. Follow the winding path of the creek to navigate through the valley. It provides a natural corridor for visual navigation in this rugged terrain.
The ILS should be coming in, or at least a localizer. Okay, wow, it works. But I boosted my minimum altitude again. And I'm getting slow AF.
Parker Dam State Park, a beautiful 968-acre park featuring a 20-acre lake surrounded by dense woodlands. It is a popular destination for outdoor recreation in the Washington State Forest. The park was developed in the 1930s by the Civilian Conservation Corps (CCC). Many of the original stone and timber structures built by the CCC remain in use today. Maintain a safe altitude above the park to avoid disturbing wildlife and visitors. Always adhere to minimum safe altitude requirements for wilderness areas. Look for a distinct, rectangular-shaped lake nestled within a dense canopy of trees. The surrounding terrain is heavily forested with few clearings. At your current altitude of 4,154 ft and heading of 233 degrees, the park is located to your left rear. You will pass it at a distance of approximately 6-7 nm as you continue your current flight path. Use the lake as a visual waypoint to orient yourself before turning toward the larger forest expanses to the south. The contrast between the water and the dark green forest makes it an excellent landmark.
Okay, this is the platform. I should be able to capture the glide slope from here. I'm so rusty with the jack. Maintain your altitude, dummy.
Black Washington State Park. Black Washington State Park is a sprawling natural area known for its unique bog environment and the dark, tea-colored waters of Black Washington Lake. The park offers a stark contrast between the dense surrounding forests and the open, reflective surface of the lake. The park's name is derived from the Native American word Mawsan, meaning moose stream. During the 1930s, the Civilian Conservation Corps played a significant role in developing the park's infrastructure, including the lake dam and several historic cabins that remain in use today. Maintain a safe altitude above the tree line and be mindful of potential downdrafts near the ridges. Always prioritize terrain clearance over sightseeing. Look for a large, dark-colored lake surrounded by a distinct ring of marshy vegetation and dense forest. It stands out significantly against the lighter green foliage of the surrounding hills. At your current heading of 252 degrees and speed of 202 kT, the park will be located to your left rear quadrant. You will pass the general vicinity in approximately 2 to 3 minutes. Use the lake as a prominent waypoint for orientation. Follow the ridgelines to the west for a classic Appalachian aerial tour, but keep a close eye on your altimeter due to the varying terrain elevation.
Minimums 2017. correction should be like 5 degrees or less. Getting high.
Treasure Lake. Treasure Lake is a large private residential and recreational community featuring 2 major lakes. It is a prominent landmark known for its winding shorelines and dense surrounding woodlands. Developed as a planned community, the area transformed the local landscape into a popular destination for boating, fishing, and golf. It reflects the region's transition toward recreational land use. Ensure you maintain a safe altitude over residential areas to minimize noise impact. Observe all local airspace restrictions while maneuvering. Identify the distinct, irregular shapes of the 2 main water bodies reflecting the sky set against the dark green backdrop of the forest. The lake complex is situated about 4 nm to your left front. Given your current heading of 242 degrees, you will pass the northern edge of the development shortly. The lakes serve as an excellent visual reference point for tracking your position relative to the Du Bois area during low visibility conditions.
Sketchy AF.
Du Bois Regional Airport K-Dudge. This is a regional public-use airport serving the Du Bois and Clearfield areas. It serves as a vital hub for local general aviation and regional commercial flights. The airport was established to support the growing industrial and coal mining needs of the region during the mid-20th century. It has since evolved into a modern facility with a significant runway capable of handling regional jets. Maintain awareness of active taxiways and runways. Always monitor local CTAF and adhere to noise abatement procedures while climbing out. Look for the paved runway layout and the terminal building complex directly ahead of your current taxi position. You are currently on the ground at the airport. Upon takeoff, you will be facing 242 degrees, placing the main terminal area to your right as you depart. Use the airport as your primary reference point for departure. Once airborne, climb to at least 3,000 ftagl to clear the surrounding hilly terrain safely.